building, but uh, we've been renting that place for more than 30 years now. I mean, yeah, for actually around that length of time. So after I think after more than 6 months in the bubble, I guess we've all been used to this kind of meeting and via Zoom. And I just hope that after all this, I'll be able to also visit your good university there in Cebu City. Actually, I've been to Cebu just, I think, once in 2014 when we deployed one of our projects there in Cebu. And I find Cebu, it's a very nice place. The people are very friendly. And I just hope that during this presentation, you will learn a lot and you learn something and be inspired to reach greater heights as an engineer, no? So ano bang mga years nyo na? Mga graduating na ba kayo? Or are you graduating? Or
We are still third-year students, sir.
third-year students. Okay, siguro nag-iisip pa
Hopefully
kayo
graduating.
Yeah. So nag-iisip pa kayo ng mga topics for your thesis. No? So I'm going to show you several slides of the different projects we're doing. Siguro along the way, I'll be taking a short break lang, siguro mga bathroom break, mga ganun later on. But yeah, that's it. Siguro, without further ado, I'll continue na, no? Okay, is my sound clear? Is my audio clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
clear,
thank you.
Sir.
Thank you for the feedback. So, to start, I'd like to share with you kung kailan nag-start yung ASTI. So, it was in 1987 when during that time, the president was the late Corazon Aquino or Cory Aquino. And I'm not sure if you were already born during that time. Anyway, so over the years, the emergence of ICT has greatly affected the lives of people around the world during that time and bringing access closer to one another. At the same time, no, the birth of microelectronics, ICT, and nagkasabay. So there's a lot of progress during the late 80s and early 90s, and this development has some resemblance to the birth of our RDI or our Research and Development Institute, which is nga yung Advanced Science and Technology Institute. It was formed by virtue of the Executive Order number 128 by the late President Cory Aquino. So our mandate is to do R&D or scientific research in ICT or Information and Communication Technology and microelectronics and other emerging technologies like yung mga uso ngayon, yung may hype ngayon like yung artificial intelligence. So basically we are a government agency doing research and development. So DOST-ASTI is mandated to perform the functions that you see right there. DOST-ASTI focuses its resources in the following programs. Like what I mentioned, we have AI, we also do high-performance computing, embedded systems, space technology, wireless technologies, advanced networks, internet applications, software development. We do space technology, especially when last year we still have Dr. Joel Joseph Marciano as our acting director, and now he was tasked by the president to become the first Director General of the Philippine Space Agency. So we do these research areas. We do a lot of projects in this research area, R&D, and then after that, the result of our R&D, we productize that, and we do actually do technology transfer through licensing and commercialization. So we have a unit called Technology Licensing Office where we do filing of copyrights and also talking to stakeholders to do commercialization of the different technologies that we have produced. So just to give you, these are some of the most recent R&D that we have been doing. So this one, we call this the SAR, or the synthetic aperture radar with automatic identification. DOST-ASTI signed an agreement with SAR Satellite Technology Limited of the United Kingdom on August 2019, allowing the Philippines 10% of the imaging capacity of SAR, or the synthetic aperture radar. So it comes from the Novasar's one satellite of UK. This roughly translates to at least 2 minutes of imaging per day, covering up to 81,600 square kilometers. So yung application niya, this one is in ship detection. This is in close collaboration with the National Security Council and the National Coast Watch. The Novasar 1, o yung satellite na ginagamit dito, can also be used to detect marine vessels and other structures on land and on sea, and its AIS can also track ships equipped with AIS receivers. So these are developed products using Novasar 1 data for the security sector. As you can see here, you have two images. Two images were compared, one in April and then the other one in January, to detect possible changes in the Fiery Cross Island in the West Philippine Sea. So kailangan maging vigilant tayo to watch our territories, especially from some aggressive neighbors. Siguro kilala niyo naman kung sino yun. Anyway, so yeah, another application is in aquaculture, no? So these are preliminary results of aquaculture detection implemented using Novasar 1 data. So this is being done in collaboration with the Bureau of Fish and Aquatic Resources, and also with the Philippine Statistics Authority. Okay, this program is called GRASPE. This is related to the Stamina for Space program. This program launched the Diwata 1, pero na-decommission na siya. So yung Diwata, yung first satellite, no, na ginawa using this program, actually bumagsak na siya somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. So na-decommission na, but it has already fulfilled it or accomplished its task, no? So na-launch kasi yun sometime in 2017, or if I'm not mistaken. So pumagsak siya. Pero even before, nag-start na ng development ng Diwata 2, which is currently operational and has nearly covered the whole Philippines as of July 2020. So medyo malaki na rin yung nako-cover niya ng 81.69% of the country. So that's Diwata 2. Saka so maraming features yung Diwata 2 as compared with the Diwata 1. By the way, these satellites are siguro around 50 kilogram satellites. Siguro yung laki nito is around siguro half of your refrigerator. So something to that size. And then the thing about this is the good thing about this program is that we were able to capacitate Filipino scientists. We were able to send them to Japan to work with Japanese scientists. And then after that, for the Diwata, for the next siguro iteration of satellite making, siguro mga all Filipinos na, kasi tutunan na natin yung technology from other country like Japan. So we sent siguro yung mga university students from UP, and then researchers from DOST-ASTI, we sent them to Japan, universities in Japan. Tapos na-train sila in building satellites. Okay, so these are some of the Diwata applications. So we have land cover and land use change monitoring, and then monitoring of cloud growth. So you can see a lot of research potentials if you have this kind of programs in place. Now, if you have this kind of infrastructures, actually, I'll tell you later, that these are available for public. You can actually, if you're doing some research, we're very much open to collaborate with you if you need some data or satellite data or whatever data, weather data that we have. You can actually coordinate with us if you're doing some research. So yeah, like what I mentioned, there's a third satellite that's that's being developed right now. And like what I mentioned, siguro this time, mga all Filipino na, all Filipino scientists na yung uh, involved dito. Since we have already learned a lot from our Japanese counterparts. This one is another program, more recent program. It's called Saga, or Signal Assessment Using Geospatial Analysis Project. So basically, it uses DSM, or the Digital Surface Model, point cloud elevation data from processed satellite images of the Philippine Earth Data Resource Observation, or we call it PEDRO for short, no, or the PEDRO Center, the Phil LiDAR project, and the NAMRIA. So these are the different entities that are involved in this project. These are specialized software programs involving radio frequency coverage maps that can be generated to aid infrastructure in planning, such as cellular tower construction and TV white space frequency utilization. So basically, this is a geospatial application where you can actually do mapping. For example, where's the best place to put up a cell tower. So we have we have already accomplished cellular and TV radio propagation maps for selected sites in Metro Manila, TV whitespace cellular coverage assessments, and initial field measurements, and also initial cellular TV databases in coordination with the Department of Information and Communication Technology, or DICT. So this is another exciting project that ASTI is currently doing right now, Rural Sync, especially now in the pandemic, where this is very useful in the field of education for providing content, no, in remote communities. So Rural Sync, so basically it aims to investigate the use of various wireless technologies based on the TV broadcast signals in updating educational, electronic materials, and other software tools in remote areas. Diba uso ngayon yung mga modules na lang, since hindi nga pwedeng pumunta sa mga schools or mag-convert sa schools. So ito, nakaisip yung mga researchers to actually explore yung data casting features of the Integrated Service Digital Broadcasting, or ISDBT, o yung terrestrial part nun, which is the digital TV protocol adopted in the Philippines in delivering digital content such as interactive educational materials. So the expected output of this is a operational transmitter and receiver prototype operating TV, spectrum bands, and functional remote update mechanism for educational electronic materials. So basically, di ba, maraming mga tao sa probinsya nagre-rely sa TV. So analog yung TV na yun. Why not create a set-top box, no, for those TV to receive digital signal? And then kapag ka-digital signal na, kasi as we're moving towards that direction, yung pagiging digital ng mga content na pinapalabas sa TV ngayon. So sa pag-digital kasi marami ng possibility, like it can be interactive, you can actually send data na. So mas maganda na yung protocol kapag ka digital signal. So ito gamitin yung TV spectrum, no, to actually provide educational content to students. So this is a very exciting project. Okay, this one is one of the projects that I am personally involved in. It's understanding lightning and thunderstorm. So basically, this is there have been several weather stations deployed in the Philippines. So this one actually detect lightnings and other weather parameters, and we actually employ machine learning to do some weather forecasting. Epic. Oh, this one is ito. EPIC naman is an Electronics Product Inclusive Innovation Center. So through Electronics Product Innovation Center, this is a project funded by DOST, and ASTI was able to develop the prototype design for a thermal scanner add-on module that can be attached to mobile phones for temperature monitoring at control points. So, importante ito, lalo na ngayon dahil because of the pandemic, we need yung mga thermometers. So this one, ginawa ito ng ASTI para actually dun sa purpose na yon, para mapabilis yung pag-check, di ba? Usually, kapag papasok kayo sa isang establishment, when you enter a specific establishment, may mga security guards doon na nag-check ng yung temperature. So yung ASTI was able to develop their own thermal scanner prototype. Okay. Sorry. This one, Gulay. So Gulay is an AI IoT assisted phenotyping platform. So it uses IoT and AI, to actually study agriculture or crop science. So in general, it aims to promote the study and practice of agriculture and crop science and its fusion with ICT to the Filipino youth. So ang target audience nito, yung mga high school or yung senior high school na gusto mag-aral ng IoT at saka actually ng smart farming. This is being carried out through the implementation of portable automated phenotyping platform. And another one, ito naman, this is a mobile application or yung KUHA. This is a social sensing network application. So we developed a citizen science application that makes it easier and enjoyable for users to contribute data to the scientific and research community in an IoT platform that will potentially be a source of big data in the country. Diba? Sabi nga sa Economist na magazine, data is the new oil. So ito, basically, it's a mobile app developed by ASTI wherein if you take a picture and then do sa picture na yun, naka-embed na din yung other data or parameters like dun sa lugar na yun. For example, ano yung temperature, ano yung luminance, or what is the network connectivity or network signal available during that time when that picture was taken. So there's a lot of possibilities or there's a lot of data that you can embed on a picture. So basically, mag-create yun ng big data that other scientists or other researchers can actually take advantage and do some further analysis. No? So this is a cost-effective solution that addresses technical challenges in addressing IoT application in developing countries such as the Philippines. So ito, maganda to. Actually, this is already available in Google Play Store. KUHA. And this one is a software development project. This is the DOST-HRIS divided into 4 phases, which is we have some recruitment selection, learning development, performance management system, and rewards and recognition. So basically, this is a enterprise resource planning software. So sa ASTI, nagde-develop din kami ng mga ERP like this one. This one is for human resource naman. Okay, aside from R&D, we also provide technical services. So meron na kami na-put up na mga infrastructure. Like yung sinabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, if you're a researcher, you can actually coordinate with us with your research. Ano ba yung mga technical services na yun? We have the PEDRO Center. PEDRO stands for the Philippine Earth Data Resource and Observation. It was established in 2016. As you can see there, meron siyang parang satellite dish, tapos merong radome, no? Ayan. Meron nito sa Davao at saka yung una nito is nasa ASTI. Actually, if you been to ASTI, dun sa rooftop namin, dito nakalocate itong radome na to. So, the PEDRO Center operates 2 ground receiving stations, no? One in ASTI nga, and the other one is in Davao City. And the PEDRO Center can support our space endeavors by directly tasking and receiving satellite data on demand. So ito yung pinaka-ground receiving station. So yung Diwata at saka yung ibang mga satellites pa that we have subscription to, so we receive satellite images. So meron siyang command center, so to speak, no? May mga malalaking TV dun sa isang room dun sa ASTI na connected dyan. So we can see a lot of, we can receive a lot of images. And those are archived, by the way. No, you just have to coordinate with us. So we provide satellite images to government agencies, academic institutions for various applications such as post-disaster damage. Kunyari, pag may typhoon, very, very crucial ito. Emergency response management, monitoring of government projects, and maritime surveillance, as I've shown you some of the pictures earlier. No? Other applications include environmental assessment, urban change detection, and other activities. So what else? Ito pa isang technical service, no, yung high performance computing, yung core. I'll talk more about this on the succeeding slide. But basically, we cater to meteorologists, weather scientists, climate researchers, machine scientists, bioinformatics, no? Kahit graduate studies, no, basta gumagawa kayo ng thesis and you need some computing needs, instead of parang paying a high price for Amazon, EC2, no, or Google Cloud, no, may mga bayad yun. So siguro to a certain extent, libre yung kanilang high-performance computer. But this one, just have to coordinate with us. You just have to email, no. Siguro kahit ako na lang, if you're very interested to this, then I'll just direct you or I'll just give you the info kung sino yung i-email at kung anong form yung that you need to fill out to gain access to these services, high-performance computing, storage service, no? Like, katulad sa Amazon din, may mga storage services sila. We also have our data catalog if you need data for analysis. Science Cloud naman, ito yung web hosting. If you are doing research and development, no, basta for educational purposes, no, not for profit dapat, you can actually host in our Science Cloud and other services. Okay, Datos project. This one is a data science help desk. No? This is designed to improve traditional mapping methods. So basically, aside from data science, incorporate din dito yung artificial intelligence at saka yung geospatial analysis or GIS development, mapping methods to facilitate accelerated nationwide map generation. So Datos products are categorized into two. You have feature detection and time series analysis for now, no? But later on, mag-evolve pa yan into other applications, no, that are needed by the society or by the government. So Datos are also derived products from DRR or disaster risk reduction, related activities which include landslide, drought monitoring, and other applications, urban sprawl visualization. You're going to see a lot of pictures about the different applications that Datos is doing, no? And these products are generated to provide support for decision-making or policy-making, operational activities, the government agencies and partners. So ito ginagamit to lalo na kapag mayroong disasters like yung Typhoon Ulysses or yung Taal volcano eruption. So this program, no, is very helpful. And then we also provide maintenance of weather stations. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, may mga naka-deploy tayo mga weather stations doon. And then yung mga weather stations na yun actually, kung saang LGU siya naka-deploy, we also help in the maintenance of these weather stations. So lastly, for this, no, ito very relevant to lalo na for you, no, as electrical engineering students, no, we have this Electronic Product Development Center or EPDC. This is in Taguig. We have a building there. It's EPDC. Parang sa testing naman to ng mga electronics. No? It was set up with the funding from the DOST to spur the growth of our local electronics industry para makapag-compete tayo, makapag-create din tayo ng mga consumer electronics, hindi lang yung Korea or Japan or other countries ang nagano. So this is one of the purpose of this project. So it actually has services such as the electromagnetic compatibility and electromagnetic susceptibility or immunity testing. So product safety testing and PCB fabrication. So nagpa-fabricate din ng mga PCB. And also we also conduct trainings. So do you have questions? Okay lang ba yung face ko? Masyadong mabilis?
Okay lang po, sir. Okay lang po.
Okay, so siguro I'll stop for now. Give me siguro okay lang pa mga 2-minute break lang. I'll just transition to the other slides. Yung isang slides kasi. Okay lang?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, sige. Tingnan ko muna yung chat box. Baka may mga question na rin doon.
So, good evening, everyone. I would like to remind everyone that after Sir Paremo's talk, there will be an open forum so you can ask a question. And those who are subscribing and watching in our YouTube live, please do chat for your questions and we will just forward to Sir Palermo for your questions. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you see my slides now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Okay, so can you see it says space and disaster management?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this one, like what I mentioned, no? So yung kanina mga introduction pa lang yon. So to go siguro deeper dun pa sa mga further applications of the projects like that, the DATOS project has been doing. I'm going to show you several slides pa. Siguro para ma-inspire din kayo of the things that ASTI is, what ASTI is doing. So this one, currently yung PEDRO Center, like what I mentioned, connected yung PEDRO Center do sa Diwata 1. So, and the GRS can also directly download images from other satellite subscriptions such as yung COBSAT 3, hindi lang sa Diwata na yung Diwata na satellite. We also are paying for other satellites from other countries like yung COBSAT 3, COBSAT 5, COBSAT 3A, GUI 1, Worldview 2, 3, 4, and Cosmos Skymed, and saka yung SAR, no? SAR 1. So we have several subscription from satellite images. So marami kaming mga satellite data. Wait. Okay, ito naman yung core, no? So presently core, the facility offers its HPC data archiving and science cloud services for free. It caters to diverse users that includes mga researchers, weather scientists, and bioinformatics. So ito, basically, meron kaming high-performance computer dito na kung meron kayong mga research project na that needs high-performance computing, you can actually get in touch with us and then you can actually run nga yung mga high-performance computing needs nyo for free. Actually, we have used this in one of the trainings that Engineer Ed Piedad and I attended sometime a couple of years ago, no? Yung high performance computer para doon sa mga AI or yung mga if you are going to train models, AI models. And this one is the DATOS project. We also have this MASID o yung meteorological data acquisition stations for information dissemination. No? Aside from the satellite images, we also have a lot of weather data. Since sinabi ko nga sa inyo that some of our weather stations are deployed in the Philippines. No? As you can see here, there are a lot of deployments of these different weather sensors. And then we house them in a large database and we do some visualization. It's actually available at fieldsensorss.asti.dost.gov.ph. Just coordinate with us if you need data about weather parameters. So aside from that, we also have some infrastructure as another application of the DATOS project in coordination with PEDRO and Diwata. We actually do some infrastructure assessment detection. Like, for example, dito sa detecting the built-up area changes in Baguio City. As you can see there, based on the satellite image, we can do some AI and actually determine the level of built-up area changes, no, in a certain city. This one is in Baguio. This one naman is in Davao City. So we can assess the urban sprawl in Davao City using AI and satellite images. We can also detect network changes, no, through machine learning. Road features are continuous, long, and with homogeneous hue throughout their length. They are digitized and used as training data to detect road network changes. Makikita niyo yung mga images na yan. So we have a lot of those images and we use them for training AI models to actually detect some changes in the network chain. Diba makikita nyo na, if you can see, we have some data about kung gaano kalinis yung Metro Manila during the time of pandemic kasi nga halos lahat ng tao they stayed at home. So less traffic during that time. Pero ngayon, almost balik na ulit sa normal. May parang medyo ma-traffic na ulit sa Metro Manila. This one, you can also use yung satellite images and AI to detect damages. This is a prototype for damage detection in Marawi City, no? Nung siege of Marawi. And we have also some applications in agriculture, fisheries, and resource management. This one is for drought monitoring. So makikita mo dito sa Mindoro, yung vegetation heat index niya, as you can see on the lower left, no? So yung VHI indicates whether or not an area is experiencing drought, no? Yung low health of a vegetated area denotes high stress levels of vegetation due to dryness and heat. So this can be detected from satellite images. So maraming mga technology na ginagamit, no? May mga levels. Hindi lang yung mga visible light, no? There are some satellite that actually can pass through clouds, no? Walang occlusion. May mga technology ginagamit for that. we also do mapping of agricultural crops. Ito din yung isa sa mga endeavors ng DATOS project, no? Yung different agricultural crops, they map them. Yung sugarcane, yung rice, yung corn, you can do mapping of those agricultural products. They are in close coordination with the Department of Agriculture. Also for mapping land cover classes, it is one using AI then, and all the satellite images, we can classify each land cover kung sakali, kung dagat man yun, or river, or residential area, or vegetation, or forest. So, automatic maka-classify siya. So, maraming mga applications to, for example, sa civil engineering, sa surveying. So, and also mapping of fish ponds and fish pens. So dito using aquaculture research and operations. So we began adapting AI technologies, no, to account, map, and monitor nationwide fish ponds and fish pen facilities. No, ito lalo na sa yung sa Laguna Lake, for example, or yung mga fish pens in Cavite and in Batangas. So this one, mapping of fish ponds and fish pens. So detecting trees also, no? We have the DATS project also have a memorandum of agreement with the Bataan Peninsula State University, no? Yung para sa kanilang mga detecting ng mga mango trees, no, sa Bataan. And ito, detecting trees din, ayun, yun nga, this is an ongoing collaboration with the BPSU and ASTI doon sa mango detection project, mango trees. Automatic yan, no, using AI. Meron kami na-develop ng mga models sa ASTI to actually malalaman kung anong klaseng puno yun. Kung coconut siya, so parang meron siyang certain signature o profile na ini-emit eh. Unlike, hindi lang kino-consider dito yung RGB images, even yung mga non-visible frequency sa spectrum pwedeng ma-detect ng mga satellite. May mga sensors din for that. And very very important yung disaster risk management, especially these trying times, no? Yan nga with the satellite data, also the weather sensor data in coordination, in-integrate namin to actually assess yung mga flood damage. For example, this one is, ito, just recently lang, this is the flood situation map in along Cagayan River, no? This is during the time of Ulysses, no? At saka yung because of the dam in the valley. So, makikita dito kung saan yung mga areas na flooded talaga. And also, can assess the extent of the flood using AI then and satellite images, as you can see here. This one, hindi lang mismo within during that time of the typhoon, siguro yung we can also assess, no? Assessment through satellite images kung ano yung mga damages. As you can see, merong picture nung before the typhoon and after the typhoon. So ito ginagamit to ng NDRRMC at saka ng Office of the Civil Defense for disaster risk assessment. And this one. This one naman is using the COMSAT-3A satellite. So this one is in Bicol, in Catanduanes. As you can see, before the typhoon, ito on the left, at saka after the typhoon, ano na yung nangyari. So napakalaking difference after the typhoon. Okay. So because of those applications, though, we can actually respond with better and techniques like using techniques like AI and machine learning to enhance the rapid disaster response in situations like those. So the ability to generate map information in a timely manner. So yun yung isa sa mga ginagawa ng datos team, no? Nag-generate sila ng map, and then they are sending those generated map, disaster maps, no, doon sa mga offices like yung Office of the Civil Defense, NDRRMC, and other agency and LGUs. Hindi lang yung siguro yung typhoon, pati yung sa earthquake damage, no? This one is in Cotabato. So this image came from PBOX. Yung satellite na ginamit dito is PlanetScope. So we can identify the extent of the landslides through advanced image processing techniques, no? Immediately after the earthquake, no? So para magkaroon ng response yung DRRMC. This image was from PBOX. So as you can see there, naka-red yung mga affected areas. Aside from earthquake, pati forest fire damage, no, nakikita rin siya sa satellite. This one is in Benguet. So as you can see, may mga signature na makikita sa satellite, yung mga burnt up areas, no? Gumagamit siya nung change in the vegetation index. So these are terms in geospatial analysis, no, or geostatistics, no? Yung mga NDVI at saka sa remote sensing. Also, the DATOS projects makes use of SAR techniques, no, yung synthetic aperture radar, no, to image and measure phase and changes in order to detect possible changes. This is yung Taal Volcano interferogram. So this is a remote sensing technique then, no, for measuring topography, deformation using SAR satellites, no. It is used to measure subtle ground deformation. Okay, so collaboration, partnership, and data distribution. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, sana maging bridge din ito, maging opportunity ito for your university and ASTI to collaborate and do some partnership. We also provide training, no, sa mga government agency regarding AI, saka doon sa application ng AI doon sa disaster risk and remote sensing. That's actually Engineer Roel de la Cruz. He is the leader ng DATOS team. So these are some of the applications, no, satellite related initiatives, field weather sensors, data science and GIS application, geospatial R&D. As you can see, parang mayroon siyang theme, no, yung pinapakita ko sa inyo mga applications. We have some weather data, we have satellite data, and we have computing resources in ASTI. So basically, yung lahat ng components in order for you to create viable research that would be provide major impact in the field in the country, no? So all of the past, present DOST project and services listed there. So ini-integrate yun using the core facility for their computing and data archiving. Aside from that, no, meron pala isa pang is yung network connectivity. We have a project called PREGINET. No, sa PREGINET naman, they are actually in charge for network connectivity. So all of these data sets can be accessed in DOST-ASTI and distributed to our stakeholders. So, yan, different partner agencies can control where the NOVASAR-1 satellite captures images through the SIASAT portal. Meron kami tinatawag na SIASAT portal. So dito makikita nyo yung mga different satellite images. And with the establishment of the Philippine Space Agency, meron ding Space Data Dashboard. It's a geospatial summary of the available space-related data and the agencies that benefit from it. So ito yung mga available data currently sa Space Data Dashboard. Air quality, water quality, night lights, no? Land cover, traffic monitoring. Okay, so flood situation maps. So Space Data Dashboard is a geospatial summary of the available space-related data and agencies that benefit from it. Siguro madadagdagan pa yon as we go further yung mga data sets doon sa CIASAT. Okay, sige. Do you have questions right now? So sana doon sa mga pinakita ko sa inyo somehow, meron nang nabubuong mga parang mga ideas for your future research, no? So mag-start kasi yan if you have a lot of data, no? Napaka-importante ng data, no? Pag meron kayong data and then with the guidance of Engineer Ed Piedad, no, na who is also well trained in AI and machine learning, and guide you kung paano yung magagamit yung data na yon. Madami, actually, there's a lot of, kumbaga, there's endless possibilities, no? Kapag you have data and you have the know-how, and yeah, I just want to inspire you, no, to actually pursue kung ano yung passion ninyo, na to continue on what you are really trying to explore, no? Doon sa and I commend you for choosing yung engineering as your field of study, kasi lalo na ngayon we need more scientists in the country or in the world especially, no? We need more scientists kasi ang daming mga bagay na nangangailangan ng solution, no? So this is the end of this slide. So I only have one slide left, yung tungkol naman dun sa aking division. So before I proceed, I'd like to ask you if you have questions po.
So far, sir, we don't have a question.
Or reaction. Am I going too fast or meron ba kayo naintindihan?
Okay lang po, sir. Okay lang. Nakuha din namin yun.
Okay.
Parang nagpo-formulate pa sila ng question.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a long with the creation of the Philippine Space Agency. And eventually kasi we were hoping sana that the Philippine Space Agency will be part of the DOST. But the good thing is that it was Director Dr. Marciano was chosen to be the Director General of the agency. It is a newly created agency, no? Pero it's under, I believe, the Office of the President. No? Kasi multi-sectoral, hindi lang siya siguro doon sa R&D part. Kasi like what I mentioned nga, yung kanina yung mga applications, meron sa security, sa national security. So siguro that's the thing, no? Kaya siya nilagay muna sa Office of the President. But the good thing is, malaki naman yung connection since Dr. Marciano is part of UP-EEE and also being the former acting director of ASTI or DOST-ASTI. So, and the thing is, what ang mangyayari kasi nito, I believe some of the researchers, no, from DOST-ASTI would probably be transferring, especially those researchers involved in the space technology projects, no? Like what siguro baka magta-transition sila sa Philippine Space Agency. Currently, right now, they're still building up their team. As you can see, siguro nakikita nyo sa news na maraming mga hiring, no? So doon sa mga eligible na pwede mag-apply, I highly encourage you to apply, no? Especially if you're engineering and science oriented, to apply for the Philippine Space Agency. So yun, hindi siya part ng DOST pero we're very much close in a way, no? Doon sa sa separate talaga siya, separate agency siya, parang ka-level siya, parang secretary din kasi, secretary level din yung si Director General Dr. Marciano. So yun, pero some of the initiatives na nag-start sa ASTI, we still continue, like the thing that I've been showing you, yung sa PEDRO, yung sa Diwata, yung satellite and all. Nasagot ko ba, Engineer Ed? Yeah, hindi. That's the Philippine Space Agency, PhilSA. We call that PhilSA. PhilSA. Yeah, PhilSA, and it's actually in yung office niya will be in Clark. Meron na silang office doon sa Clark. Kaya lang nga, syempre, they're still hiring people. No? Kasi it's a newly instituted agency. So, nagbubuo pa silang tao. Pero they already have a budget. No? So, yun, maganda. If you're really interested in space research. So, hindi lang actually, hindi lang, saka hanggang ngayon naman kasi involved pa rin si Dr. Marciano. Like yung mga binanggit kong mga projects, like yung rural sync, no? Na gagamitin yung TV para to deliver educational content, no? Basta magde-develop lang ng set-top box, hindi kakabit mo sa TV, tapos makakapag-deliver na ng ano. So actually part pa rin doon si Dr. Marciano, no? Marami pa rin actually yung space, kasi kahit na siyempre sa space ang dami niyang applications dito sa Earth. Yeah. Okay, sige. I'll just be showing you one set of slides na lang, okay? Sige, prepare ko lang yung yung slide, yung last. This is the last slide. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. We can see it, sir.
Yeah, okay. Like what I mentioned a while ago when I'm introducing ASTI. So ASTI is a research development institute, and it is composed of 3 technical divisions. We have the solutions and systems engineering division. Andun usually mga embedded devices, nandun yung project ulat, yung mga weather sensor. And then we have another division naman, yung R&D or yung research and development division. Nandun naman yung core and saka yung Datos project is also under the RDT. So ako naman am from this computer software division. So usually about software development naman yung aming forte. So okay, so this is the computer software division. Ito yung aming boss, si Miss Joanna Sihuko, and ako yon. That's there I am. Then ito pala, by the way, these are my 2 OJTs before, no? Ito OJT ko sa AI, ito OJT ko sa software development, no? From Ateneo siya. TAP. So tumatanggap din kami ng mga OJT. If you, kunyari, your school can actually write us a letter if you, kunyari, gusto niyo mag-OJT sa ASTI, we can actually accept on-the-job training. No? Yun nga lang, ito, sasabihin ko na kayo, wala siyang unlike sa ibang private company that actually offer parang merong allowance. Sa amin, walang allowance. But I can assure you, kapag nag-OJT kayo sa amin, worth it siya kasi you are going to be exposed doon sa mga R&D work talaga. And then, katulad yung last time, the OJT that I have, we were able to publish a paper, and we went to Japan to actually present that paper. So yun, So maganda kapag makakapag-OJT kayo sa ASTI. So ito yung mga different, ito yung mga colleagues ko doon sa division. So yeah, we have the division chief, and then our division is composed of so project management, research and development, at saka sa software engineering. So usually kilala kami sa kapag kayo mga government agency wants to have a information system, we can actually develop them. No, may mga we employ agile methodology techniques, no, software development. So more also computer science naman aside. We also do some research and development, no, like kunyari sa tungkol sa blockchain or sa AI or any emerging technology. Meron din kaming R&D side. And then dun sa software engineering, it is composed of may mga business analyst kami, developer or computer programmer, QA, and system administrators. So, ito yung mga completed namin projects. We have already completed 17 projects. Ngayon, actually, natapos na, meron kaming 2 ongoing projects. I'm going to show yung mga projects na natapos namin. I'm part of this project. Ito yung technology package, students learning empowerment. Remember when I told you that I went to Cebu sometime in 2014? This is part of that project. We actually deployed several tablets and small computers to schools. Tapos naka-install na doon yung na-develop naming e-learning modules, no? Even before the pandemic pa, no? This was nag-start pa to 2008. So nagde-develop kami ng mga interactive courseware. So gumagawa kami ng animation. Kasi dati noon, uso pa yung Flash, if you're familiar with the software Flash. Ngayon kasi more on HTML5 now or JavaScript or Unity 3D. So those are the things, no, that we develop, mga modules. This one is in mathematics and science, no. So nag-develop kami, tapos dineploy din namin yung mga tablets. Actually, it's still available if you're interested to get. It can be downloaded from our website and also from the Science Education Institute's website. And another project that we did is the Civil Service Commission computerized examination. Okay, yung COMEX, we call this the COMEX, actually sa ASTI yung dinevelop, no? Yung ginagamit ng CSC. So this is a computerized exam, kami yung nag-develop no. Gumamit din kami dito ng biometrics for authentication. So basically, ito, computerized exam. Di ba merong paper and pencil? So ito naman yung computerized exam, dinevelop sa ASTI. You can actually get the result. Siguro pag nag-take kayo ng exam sa umaga, you can actually get the result in the afternoon. Kikita nyo na kagad yung result. Hindi na kayo mag-aantay, unlike dun sa paper and pencil test na it will take you months bago nyo malaman kung pasado kayo sa civil service. Okay, ito mga website development. Sometime in 2012, I'm also part of this project. Nag-develop din kami ng websites, no, sa ibang mga government agency, like this one is in LTO. And we are also partnering with DOE dun sa mga information systems needs nila, no? Sa DOE, like this one, this is the Loops Importation Information System in 2012 and 2013. And then we have this one lab for global competitiveness. This one naman, it's not for DOE, it's for the DOST. Now, this is a one-stop laboratory service for global competitiveness. Ito yung mga information systems pa na ginawa namin sa DOE. So, bawat iba't ibang mga business processes, we actually studied them and create some information system out of those business processes. Ito pa sa Department of Energy. So this one sa Department of Energy nito, information systems. We also did an information system for the HADSI or the housing and development, yung Housing and Land Use Regulatory Board, no? Under HADC. So meron kaming ginawang information system. So basically, etong system na to minomonitor at yung mga nabibigyan ng mga housing for urban development. And this is also a project of mine. I'm involved in this, yung Katunog project. So this is a database of indigenous instruments, no? So this is in partnership with the University of the Philippines, IEEE. So ginagawa dito, so may mga team kami na pumupunta sa, let's say, in Mountain Province, in Visaya or in Mindanao, tapos binivideohan, tapos kinokollect yung mga indigenous sounds o kahit yung mga performances nila, no, para ma-preserve yung ating heritage actually, no. And then you can actually visit this. It's online, katunog.asti.dost.gov.ph. You can download some sounds, and then later on we'll be able to, actually yung plan ko sana dito, hindi lang natuloy, we have plans with Engineer Ed sana kung mag-immersion siya. What I'm planning sana is to do an AI doon sa mga collected sounds that we have, may naka-prepare na akong mga ipapagawa actually kay Engineer Ed before do sa AI naman, more on the audio signal processing. Tapos parang automatically makakapag-generate ka ng mga composition or makapag-compose ka ng sounds. So this is a database basically, itong mga indigenous sounds natin, no? 2 years siya dinevelop, katatapos niya lang actually nitong September. And ito pa, isa pang project namin, we call this the IDAS project, no? Basically, it's we use sa machine learning techniques in-apply namin sa chemical analysis, no? This is in partnership with ADMATEL or ITDI ADMATEL. So more on sa chemistry naman to, sa chemometrics. We also dabbled in natural language processing. We actually published a paper in natural language processing. No, ito naman, nag-scrape kami ng data, available data sa Supreme Court, no? But it's a text, no, jurisprudence, and then we did some machine learning to do classification, no. We also employ deep learning later on. Actually, currently, like I'm studying natural language processing at De La Salle University. I'm taking up my PhD in natural language processing. So, kino-continue ko itong mga research na to. Yeah. So, maganda pa kasi sa DOST, we are actually encouraged to publish research papers kasi maganda yung kanilang incentive program. Ngayon, mataas na yung binigay nila kasi usually dati mga 60K lang per one paper, ha? So ito, in-inspire ko na kayo, mga researchers. Ngayon, ginawa na nila, you can receive up to 100,000 pesos for just publishing one research paper. Kailangan naka-peer-reviewed siya or Clarivate or Scopus Index na research paper. Taon-taon nagbibigay. So ito, magandang incentive to ng National Academy of Science and Technology, no? So meron tinatawag na DOST International Publication Awards para ma-encourage yung mga DOST researchers to actually write papers or do research. Hindi lang research publication, pati intellectual property like or patents, to kung ano meron kayong ma-file, malaki din yung monetary benefits at mga prize that they are giving. Okay, ito I've already discussed this. This is actually part of the computer software division na project yung Kuha. Then, ito yung Gulay. So basically, merong parang box dyan, and then may mga sensors, tapos may plants, makikita kayong plants doon, and then dinidetect niya yung amount of moisture, for example, or yung temperature, or whatever sensors na pwede mong ilagay doon, tapos para mapag-aralan ng student kung ano yung mga parameters na nakaka-apekto that affects the growth of a plant. So this one is fast track or contact tracing application. This is just an ad hoc program kasi nga biglang nagkaroon ng pandemic, contact tracing. And this one, ito, this is also actually this is a capacity building endeavor initiative of ASTI with the help of balik scientist Dr. Joe Rubrico. No? So si Dr. Joe Rubrico, nag-aral siya sa Japan, PhD. So balik scientist awardee siya. So sa ASTI siya na delegate, and then actually he's one of the member of the AI board nga pala ng DOST. Sari siya sa nag-train sa amin ni Engineer Ed a couple of years ago. And then may mga ginawa kaming projects. We call it Project Alam as the labeling machine. In this project, we do some classification or land cover classification, and then also object detection. Dito gumawa kami na detect yung roof, and then naka-classify kung yung roof ba ay flimsy or strong to actually sustain a major earthquake. So yeah, may mga data set kami from PBox na ginamit. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. So if you have questions, I think now is the time siguro, no? Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Sir Elmer, for your presentation. There's a lot to learn and there's a lot to expect. And we have some interesting questions from the YouTube Live from Gil Paulo Anfone. Here's his question. Does the satellite have higher security? Can you able to detect hackers trying to sabotage?
Satellite hack. Okay. With regards to that, yung way, kasi I don't think there's a way for hackers to actually kasi meron ding it also employs encryption aside from this is just my take. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in satellite communication, no? But this is just my take on the question. So yung satellite kasi yung way na pag-transmit niya, they are just parang converted into bits, right, from ones and zeros, and then you can actually employ encryption, no? Aside from syempre yung compression, encoding, decoding. So actually as in electrical engineer, you would know this stuff. So may mga you can actually employ encryption doon sa sinesend na bits. Siguro we can there are several layers, no, kung saan pwedeng lagyan ng security, no, kahit from the application layer to doon sa mismong physical layer, no. There is a lot of security mechanism that can be employed. Pero with the one we're doing in ASTI, I'm not particularly sure what kind of security that is being implemented.
Thank you, sir. So we have another question here from Miss Dara Velasquez. For OGT opportunities, sir, is it only limited for DOST scholars?
No, it's not. It's not limited to DOST scholars. As long the only thing that you need is to write to our HR, and then our HR would actually ask the different divisions in ASTI if they need some OJT, because sometimes we actually do need OJTs for our research. It's not limited to DOST scholars. As long as there is an agreement within the school and ASTI. It should be endorsed by the school, by the way. You cannot actually apply as OJT on your own. It should be endorsed by your school.
Thank you, sir. So I have a question, sir, regarding with the situation right now with the module online class and the signal, the internet. Does the DOST-ASTI have a research or technology that will boost the cellular signal for people using data only?
Okay. The only thing that comes to mind is the one I presented a while ago, Rural Sync. But with regards to boosting the signal, I think I don't know of any wait, any DOST project aside from Saga, which is I think remotely related to that line of questioning. The project that I mentioned, wherein you are uh, they're mapping actually the different parts of the area we're in. It's very suitable to put up for example, a network tower in that area. Uh, but with regards to boosting, specifically boosting the signal, I think that would be more of the province of the ICT. I think with their tower construction or the accounting of the different towers. I think that would be the purvey of the ICT, more of the ICT instead of the OST. But that's actually a good research area to look into.
Thank you, sir. So we have also a question from Brian Baguio. The question is, how can we access those ones which are available for students like us soon for research purposes?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch the question. What is he
Uh,
trying to access?
uh, le- he wants to access that available for students like research papers, I think, or data for his research purposes.
Okay. For research purposes, I believe the university have some materials or subscription. We actually in the OST we do have subscriptions for researchers, but what we're trying to provide is actually some not necessarily, although we can actually share some of the research that we have done, but I believe the university also have, or your library also has a subscription to some of the, like for example, Elsevier or Science Direct or ACM publications. What ASTI is actually providing, we have data catalogs, we have infrastructure for computing, we have infrastructure for storage that actually the students, researchers can use in their research as long as it's for educational purposes, not for commercial purposes.
Thank you, sir. So here's another question. Are there any researches being conducted in preventing typhoon casualties like what happened during the onslaught of Typhoon Ulysses?
Yeah, what I've shown you earlier are those satellite images and mappings that the data team have generated, no? And those satellite images are actually very useful in decision making or also assessing how the damage. And with regards to the prevention, I believe we would need to actually coordinate also with the help of we would need to go hand in hand with Pag-asa in weather forecasting. Like what I mentioned, we have this Understanding Lightning and Thunderstorm project, which I am a part of. We do weather forecasting. The thing is, we're employing deep learning methods for weather forecasting. Kasi when you do weather forecasting, you can actually use a lot of paradigms or a lot of methodologies. You can use differential equations. You can use machine learning, for example. So there are different methodologies that you can use. So with regards to that, we're actually doing that siguro yung pre pa lang, yung prevention pa lang, and also during, actually yung team na Datos team, they are during the time of typhoon or they actually go to the office tapos tinitingnan talaga nila using yung mga satellite data. So gumagawa sila ng map, no? So basically yung sinesend nila yun sa mga higher ups or yung mga policy makers or sa Office of Civil Defense, saka sa NDRRMC, yung mga maps na yun that can help siguro yung management ng mga disasters, yung risk ng mga disasters.
Thank you, sir. Follow-up question, sir. Is this the same with if there are those landslide prone areas, sir?
Yeah, included yun. Landslide, earthquake, volcanic eruption, typhoon. Those are the things na even kahit mga, let's say, there's this study din kasi yung sa dengue naman. This is from another group naman, dengue, na using satellite images tapos may mga stagnant water. So tinitingnan nila yung correlation nung dengue outbreak in that area kasi makikita yung makikita pa rin yung mga stagnant water kahit may mga depende kasi sa resolution ng mga satellites, no? May mga 1 meter resolution na satellite kita. So malinaw siya, so makikita pa rin. And also just like yung sa Cagayan Valley, nakita yung turbidity ng water Actually, nasa news yun, no? So DOST is part of that, na turbidity ng water, sa satellite image kung gaano ka-turbid yung sa dam, sa Angat Dam, no?
No, thank you, sir. Here's another question, sir. Is it possible to have an online OGT or internship in DOST-ASTI?
I'm not sure about that. Medyo online OJT. I'd have to ask siguro yung HR namin. Pero that's a good idea, no? That's a good idea, lalo na ngayon, no? Online OJT. Yeah. Kasi the thing is, ganito, no? We actually did, since the start of pandemic, siguro almost 6 months na, we need to hire people, no? Meron kaming mga kailangan i-hire. So meron akong mga co-workers na hindi ko pa sila na physically na-meet hanggang ngayon, no? They're doing where they are already working for us, no? As a regular employee, no? As an employee or project staff, no? Pero hindi pa namin sila na-meet. Tapos yung the processing of their yung recruitment through online din, no? So I think that's a possibility. Siguro na lang, we just have to, kung papayag, halimbawa, if you're going to apply, if I need one and you're going to apply in my division, it just have to be coursed through sa HR pa rin. Kasi we have to coordinate with our human resource regarding that. But that is a possibility.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think there are a lot of students already planning for an internship OGT in the DOST.
Actually, now that you mentioned, there's this upcoming project din na we would actually need a lot of. Actually, it's an AI project. Kaya lang, ewan ko kung if it's going to be interesting for you. Kasi sa AI, if you're going to do data science or machine learning, you need to actually label data, no? For supervised learning, you have to do. And that's actually 60% part of the data science job in the data science life cycle, yung cleaning of data, and that's a very dirty work. Yeah. So I'm not sure if you're very much interested with that, pero later on kapag nalinis naman yung data, merong mga modeling. So let's see. Tingnan natin kung by January maybe mag-start yung isang project. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sige, yeah, actually that's a good idea. No, I'll pitch that to doon sa project leader na if we actually need more manpower, kahit siguro online baka pwede.
Thank you, sir. And I have a question here. What are the skills or abilities a student need to be a good researcher or scientist?
Okay, good question. So, inquiring mind, no? And then, siguro determination kasi research, yung hindi siya yung tipong, meron kasi, parang meron ka, you pick interest do sa isang idea, kailangan kasi meron kang tenacity to go through whatever circumstances, no, na that idea entails. Hindi pwede yung, sa isang araw, for example, very interested ka and then later on, mawawala na interest mo. So, dapat merong determination and perseverance na talagang you should know kung ano yun talaga yung gusto mong gawin. No? Hindi siya yung lang, parang hype lang or fad lang ang dating. No? Dapat talaga you're really interested, no, doon sa isang topic. Focus, no? Focus. And then, I would say, sabi nga dito, ito, lagi sinasabi to ni Dr. Marciano, yung parang T-person, should be a T-person. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang vertical, tapos meron kang horizontal. What I mean with that is, yung vertical mo is actually, ngayon sabi ko sa'yo, focus ka doon sa isang, sa isang research area, but at the same time, okay, you should be able to network with others. Kasi yung ibang mga projects that would require other ideas from other domains. Like, in our case kasi, ako kasi, ang area ko din is more on AI and machine learning. The thing about this is, pag gagawa kami ng project, to a certain extent, we should know something about that domain. Like, for example, in the IDAS project that we're doing, to a certain extent, nag-aral ako ng konting chemistry or nung yung ganon. So, and also dapat maging yung parang person ka, which be able to associate well with your colleagues, no? Yun, isang magandang kumbaga qualities ng good researcher, yun yung pagiging T-person. And yun lang, critical thinking, that's also good. Yun, critical thinking. Yeah. So yun yung mga naiisip ko ng mga good qualities of a researcher. Dapat inquisitive, tapos T-person, and determined, no? You have to persevere, no, if you really like that, And saka you have to think of the impact of your research na rin. No? You have to think of the impact, ano yung magiging contribution nito in the long run.
Okay, thank you, sir. And this is question. So, as to prefer if a programmer is trying to apply.
Okay, I can only speak for ASTI Computer Software Division, no? Yun sa division ko lang din ASTI. In our case kasi may nag-evolve kasi siya, no? Dapat kasi yung field kasi natin very dynamic siya. Kaya nga emerging technologies. Dati usong-uso yung, ewan ko kung nabutan niyo pa, yung C, sabagay yung C at C++ and Java, they're still being used, especially in the engineering field, and MATLAB also, no? Yung mga yon, no? Hindi naman sa programmer, siguro yung paradigm o saka yung thinking ng pagpo-program. Kasi pag once you learn one programming language, o kunyari, saka yung paradigm, no? Like for example, OOP, it can translate to other language. Yung language kasi, lang yan parang, I would say, that's just transferable yung mga concepts from one programming language to another. So sa ngayon kasi ang in ngayon is yung Python, no? Kasi nga because of data science and machine learning. Tapos meron din yung statistical language na R, no? Siguro isa lang, mag-concentrate ka dun sa isa lang, especially if you're doing AI, mag-concentrate ka dun sa Python, no? And then, yung iba naman kasi madali mo na maita-translate kung sakali mong you need to learn that language, no? So, sa Computer Software Division, in terms of mobile development kasi, Android ang ginagamit namin, Android and Kotlin, so Java-based yun. So, sa web development, usually Java. We also use Python, and pero may mga frameworks na like yung Django, and then Flask. So, there's a lot of framework. Tapos sa deep learning, syempre, or sa machine learning, TensorFlow and PyTorch. And a lot of, actually, Python-based naman yun. So yun. Pero yung important thing is, yun, isa lang, aralin mo isa, kailangan marunong ka lang mag-program. Actually, yung mga nagagawa nyo sa MATLAB, no, since you're engineers, I'm sure a lot of you know how to program in MATLAB. They can easily be transferred or translated to to Python kapag ka, so madaling aralin yung Python, no? Siguro kung mag-suggest ako, ang aralin nyo yung mahirap aralin na language, tapos you can actually port your knowledge doon sa ibang programming language na madali lang yung syntax.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, let's see. That is the last question for the people watching in the YouTube live, and I think this will be the last question, sir.
Okay, sige, sure.
So, what can we expect in the future in DOST-ASTI?
A lot. Yeah. DOST-ASTI. Okay. Since this is a very dynamic and evolving field. By the way, sir, are you finished with the question? Yun na ba yun?
So far, sir, there's no more question here
Okay,
in
sige.
the YouTube.
Okay. Ako kasi na I just thank God, I'm very blessed dahil napunta rin ako sa DOST-ASTI and I really like it here. Parang nahanap ko yung niche ko, which is yung R&D nga, tapos lalo na ngayon may AI, no? Nakikita ko yung direction kasi lalo na ngayon yung mga emerging technologies like AI, yung fourth industrial revolution na tinatawag nila. So madami pa mahaba pa yung madami pa pong pwedeng mangyari, no. So nakikita ko daming mag-evolve pa ng mga technologies, no, especially sa electronics, no, at sa data science, no. And we just have to be very ready. Dapat lagi ka naka-prepared, no, sa mga kasi ako ganun din yung nangyari sa akin eh. I've been involved with projects that's related to education. I've been involved with projects that's related to health, no. So dapat meron kang isang level ng pang expertise mo wherein dapat yung na yun, you can actually use that to other domains, no. Kasi isipin nyo lang lagi yung mga basic na ideas. Huwag kayo yung doon sa fad lang na titingnan nyo mabuti kung yung technology ay magmamature talaga siya. Ay siguro wala na kasing Pero I'd like to also recommend yung tinatawag niyong Gartner Hype Cycle, no? If you're familiar with the Gartner Hype Cycle, yearly nagpapublish sila ng mga emerging technologies, kung ano yung mga sisikat at no. So ganun sa ASTI, kaya nga kumbaga advanced science and technology, advanced kaming mag-isip. So yung mga parating pa lang ng mga technology, those are the things na tinututukan namin, no. Like for example, just recently, merong isa na namang breakthrough sa science, no, yung sa AlphaFold, no, yung DeepMind, no. Ang taas na nakuha nila sa if you're following the news sa science, no. Ang ganda, ang galing. More than 90% yung similarity level nung napoproduce nilang projection doon sa actual protein fold na nagagawa. So that's very groundbreaking. It's a watershed idea, no. So just stay curious, just hungry for knowledge, especially in STEM, no, in science and technology research, no. So yun yung isang bagay din na that I'm very grateful for, that I'm part of DOST-ASTI. So kumbaga endless possibility.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let me call. Oh, sir, is there anything you want to add?
No, I just hope that you've been inspired and you've learned a lot dun sa mga audience. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you, sir. So let me call on Sir Eduardo Pedat for the reading of citation of the certificate.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, sorry, I think okay, I need to. Okay, I think I can share my screen in this. Okay, Sir Elmer, I will send you the certificate, and sorry, Mr. John Kenya, can you
Yes,
share
sir.
screen the PDF file?
The certificate, sir. I
Yes,
mean,
I can't
sure.
open it in my computer.
Let me check, sir. Okay.
So, by the way, thank you, Sir Elmer, for accepting our invitation for this presentation, no? And I think majority of our listeners, watchers are students, and hopefully some of them will be part of DOST in the future, no? DOST
I
ASTI.
hope so too.
And also, I hope, or we hope that your DOST-ASTI will also extend their coverage, no, in Cebu. No, I think there's an updated one, Mr. Kainya. Uh, there's an updated one. Can you check? I think there's a mistake in that. So yeah, like DOST-ASTI will be uh, an update. Okay, sorry. I think okay. So I can read na lang, no. So there's something wrong in my. Okay, let me share my screen again. So, are there any plans, Mr. Elmer, about the extension of the USD-ASTI to some parts of the Philippines, like in Cebu?
Okay. Actually, it was talked about in one of our planning. But right now, I don't. Even in the probably near future, I don't see that coming in the near future. But probably uh, 5 years from now or so, that would be a possibility, I
Mm,
think. But the thing is, we have regional offices around in I think in uh, all the regions in the Philippines, in the 17 regions of the Philippines. We
I
have the
see.
DOS regional offices. You can actually coordinate with them, and we also do regional science and technology week.
Mm,
And I'm really am very much honored and flattered that you're very interested to in what is DOST ASTI has been doing as their projects, and you're always in tune with uh, our activities, and I want to thank you with for that.
I think, Mr. Elmer, I think majority of the students may not may not know DOST-ASTI before your presentation. So we'd like to thank you for that. And yeah, to read the certificate of appreciation. So allow me to read: Institute of Integrated Electrical Engineers, University of San Jose Recoletos. Certificate of appreciation is given to Mr. Elmer C. Peramo for being the resource speaker in the talk on the Department of Science and Technology, Advanced Science and Technology Institute, DOST-ASTI, and its role in the Philippines innovation. Held online through Zoom and YouTube live stream on December 10, 2020. So signed by Engineer Roel N. Militar, PEE, Chairman of the Department of Electrical Engineering, School of Engineering, and also our very own Dean, Dr. Dennis Anthony Kilong, Dean of the School of Engineering. So, sir, we would like to send this to you as your token of appreciation. Hopefully, in the future, we can invite you personally.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Engineer Militar and Engineer Kilong. Of course, Engineer Piedad, maraming salamat sa inyo. It's like what I mentioned, it's my honor to actually give the talk. And if you have, by the way, I have chat. Put my email address on the chat box. If you have more inquiries, no, pwede niyo po akong i-email, no? The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Jan,
sir,
can you continue?
Okay, sir.
Sir Elmer, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Engineer.
Is it possible to have a linkage between the academe and the DOST-ASTI? The
Yes.
same as what Engineer Piedad mentioned earlier.
That's my boss.
Yeah.
So it's also possible that even though we are here in Cebu, to have this online OGT, or it depends upon the requirements of the task.
If there is, for example, if there are if a need for us to actually hire OJTs, we would probably consider. I would actually ask that or mention that to our human resource. But I think it's possible.
Especially during this pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, especially during this pandemic. Okay. Not only OJT, but also probably collaboration with projects. Yes. Oh, yeah.
I think the idea for our department is more on collaboration.
That's
so good. I think we can talk with Engineer Piedad about the plan for the department to collaborate with you, specifically with your division, in line with the tracking of our graduates, in preparation also for that one, no? For our track of the College of the Electrical Engineering.
Yeah. That's good. That's very much welcome, Engineer Militar.
Yes, thank you, Sir Elmer, for your insights, for your time also, especially we have this period, considering early this morning and this afternoon, I've been attending the different activities like the training, the webinar series of the OA, since they are considering the month of December as the National Energy Consciousness Month. That's why these students also attending those seminars. At the same time, this knowledge of you about the innovation, no? About the DOST. Yes, that is also my first time to hear about the DOST-ASTI. So not until we have this webinar, where Engineer Piedad also mentioned you earlier, but as I said, that it's a great opportunity for us to hear from DOST-ASTI about the research and about the data, no? Especially what's happening in during this time, like gathering data, no, through the satellite. So we thought also that the data is coming from outside, no, but still we are it's in the Philippines, no?
Yeah.
So a lot of technologies that we encounter that you mentioned earlier, no, but at the same time, it's a matter of how we the interest, no, the focus, the determinations towards the research, no, the specific to gather this, to have this data, then how to utilize this, no. So that is also a challenge for our students, the foundation.
Yes.
At the same time, the interest, no, the interest of this kind of this challenges, no, challenging tasks also in your divisions. So guys, so you have to look at the opportunity also. If you are studying or working in that aspect, no, of our practice, then you have to consider this area, no, especially the research, no, the research for your. I think the second semester we have also a subject about research, no. So that will be also a good preparation, no. What to choose, no. What area to conduct a research, no. Good idea or a topic for the research. So that will be a challenge. I will give the challenge to these students of ours, Cyril Mer.
That's good. That's good.
Thank
Also,
you.
yeah, if I may just add,
Yeah.
if you're interested, DOST have several. I'm not sure if you already know about the DOST Coursera. They are giving away free slots for Coursera. So, and also about the Project Sparta of DOST. So these are capability building initiatives for AI in the science. And perhaps later on, maybe with our collaboration, we could also provide training or capacity building even through Zoom. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so at least Engineer Kidd also has this good foundation of AI, so they can, yes, that will be also our preparation for the program, the BSE, at the same time for this aspect of AI. Thank you a lot, sir. In terms of the technology that you have, the DOST-ASTI, likewise, you mentioned also about where there's a question of students or the participants, this about the what software, no? Because I could remember way back 1999, when I took my master's in University of San Carlos, we have this software C++, C+, sometimes C minus, because I mean, instead C++, C minus minus na. Anyway, but the updates of the software is very fast growing, in terms of technologies. But yes, I agree with you in terms of just focus on one language, then the rest. And then at the same time, the interest, no? The interest of this research. No? So this is a good practice also to have this or in that area of research. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. You're very much welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Militar, and thank you, Sir Elmer Paremo, for bestowing us your knowledge and about DOST. And we have a lot to learn, and we have learned a lot.
Thank you so much.
And I'll just like to ask the participants to open your cameras for our picture taking.
Yeah. Group pictures.
Okay. And I would like also to thank all the viewers in our YouTube live right now. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have learned something and and also bring up your to some ideas. Okay, so ready na?